Good morning, my fellow scientists. It is Thursday, March 23rd, 2017. I am teaching chromatography right now, and I am helping students understand how you take a mixture of many chemicals and reduce it to all of its components. I'm a little worried that I'm not covering the material as well as I'd like to. You might say I have separation anxiety. Jokes for nerds. But really, I would like to talk about science and utopia. I talked about three utopian projects here earlier in the week, and I talked about focus fusion, and I talked about the open source ecology, and I talked about the permaculture movement. In particular, I want to talk about two things. The first is the lack of funding. It's a perennial rant by any scientist who is searching for funding. The chances are low, and it's really hard. And it takes up a lot of my time. You might have noticed that I only update results once in a while, and that's because I don't spend as much time as the lab as I would like, because I'm writing grant applications instead. And that's too bad, right? My time would be better spent doing science and teaching students than begging for money from the government. And conservatives would say, well, go produce real value for real humans and start a business, and that'll be better for everyone. But I think that my talents lie in putting things into the hopper of this pipeline, stuff at the head of the funnel, basic research. And I'm not sure that it would be a great use of our time, or scientists' time in general, if not just mine, to take them away from putting things into the beginning of the pipeline to try to move them down to development and away from research. I don't know if that's a great strategy economically, even from a sort of business-minded conservative standpoint. So no, I think more funding would be better, and I think that's why a project like Focus Fusion moves as slowly as it does. I wish that they had Department of Energy funding. I think that that would be a good use for government money to try a whole lot of solutions to energy problems instead of focusing on a few really, really big projects like the ITER, which is really exciting, don't get me wrong, but I would love to see a broader scope of investment into high-risk, high-reward potential projects, because I think those are going to lead to innovation in ways that the big ITER project is gonna, it'll do great things, but it's not going to be the kind of font of individual research and innovative revolutionary sort of solutions. Okay. The other thing that holds these sorts of utopian projects back is really mundane stuff, like doing dishes. And I realize that's ridiculous, but I've been following the open source ecology, and I've been following the permaculture experiment at permies.com. And the hilarious thing is that they have all the resources. They have tractors and engineers and botanists and all these people who want to do great things and make sustainable agriculture and shareable agricultural technology. And what drags them down is people just don't want to do the dishes, and people get into petty fights with one another, and people don't clean up after themselves. And I think it's funny and maybe a little sad that the little human frailties are what hold back a utopian project. And I guess that's why utopia remains a dream. But anyway, tune in tomorrow. We'll talk more about science, and we'll try to get some results here in the Hour Lab.